Hi, kids. I have so much to share with you this morning. So many things that are on my heart, and I will do my best to be concise because I know that time is our most valuable, non-renewable resource. And so I'm always honored when you spend a little bit of yours with me. I drew a card this morning and then did some meditation, and the card I drew is the Goblins card. And I'm going to read it, and hopefully I'll be able to share vulnerably and honestly from my heart, because there's a lot that comes up with this, and I'm wondering if others might feel similar. So it starts out with, fear is an illusion. Choose love today. Forgive yourself and others. Goblins are born when you're wounded and something essential is lost in that experience. From that point on, as you forget your wholeness, they remain with you in the shadows. There, they remind you of what brought them into being by mimicking your own voice, tricking you into believing that you're unworthy, victimized, or unlovable. They hold you hostage through low self-worth, self-sabotage, and the feeling that you're lacking what you need. If goblins pay you a visit, know that they represent the shadow of your own self or someone else's, and that they're leading you into a potentially reactive situation. A goblin's card appearance is an opportunity for growth, however, and a signal that you must love yourself first. No human is without flaws. The goblin's message is that you must release resentments and negative self-talk. Within you is the spark of the divine. Ask Spirit to help heal you. Miracles can and do happen. Let go of the negativity. And what came up for me as I was first reading it was just how timely it is. I recently had someone lovingly question my spirituality, and I've written about this before and I've spoken about this before, but it obviously is still taking up space because it's still with me, and not really sure how to frame my reaction, but also not wanting to be reactive. Um, it talks about the shadow of myself or someone else's that is leading you into a potentially reactive situation. And I really want to be thoughtful about my response. And so this Goblins card, I'm not surprised. My higher power, the God of my understanding, tends to talk to me through these cards. And it's really no different than like meditation or journaling. Things would come up, or listening to a song and responding to what's coming up in the song. This is just a different modality. And so if you're in that kind of questioning space of, maybe you grew up in a religion that was fairly conservative, and some of this practice feels like it is a big no-no, a big no-no. Please know that you are worthy of searching um, and finding what works for you. And the way that God shows up for you is the only thing that matters. Other people don't have to understand it. They don't have to get it. They don't have to approve of it. Um, God, whenever you come to God, God approves of it. So, yeah. So the idea that we know that we, when we forget our wholeness, when we forget who we are, when we forget our essence, that we were brought here on this crazy planet, we're spiritual beings having a human experience, period. The world as Katie sees it. And we're brought here, and there's this existence and this tension, right? Like this tension of, what are we here to do, and why, and who, and when, and where, and right, like all these questions. But when we come back to our wholeness, when we come back to our stillness, and Patanjali talks about when the mind settles into stillness, it brings about our true nature, and that is that we are unbounded. And so if you've got things bouncing around in your head, you are bound by those things. If you've got people's voices going on in the back of your mind, you are bound by those voices. And when we come into stillness, when we come into wholeness, when we come into really the presence of our creator, the divine, the universe, and we quiet our minds, we step into that stillness, and that is who we are. That is who you are. You don't need to be defined by dogma or rules, regulation, religion. I don't have anything against religion. I just know that a lot of people get lost in it. And I don't believe that it's the only way. I believe that there's an unlimited God out there who has unlimited ways that we get to him or her. And if that scares people, my job is to live in my truth and shine my light and not to live in the shadow of other people's fear. I love that it talks about the releasing resentments and negative self-talk. And then it goes on to say that within you is the spark of the divine. Ask Spirit to help heal you. That's just another way of saying pray, to get quiet. Again, when we get quiet, we get into stillness, we come into our fullness, we come into our true nature. And our true nature is not bound by anything that's man-made or man-thought. We get to be whatever it is that we want to be, whatever it is that we came here to do, to say, to live. And we can do that freely and with so much love and abundance, even if other people are in fear and scarcity. So if you've got goblins today, not the literal kind, although if you believe in that, that's cool. You do you, and know that you can let go of those goblins, those things that are coming in and haunting you or taking up space or creating shadows that don't allow you to live fully in your light. So go shine bright, let go of those goblins, and don't let anybody tell you what you should believe or who you should believe in.